I don't know what to extent, but she gives me a monthly allowance, money for new phones, and pays for her brother's college tuition. She said it out of nowhere during the call, and I had no choice but to say yes to her brother. No. That's where you're wrong, bro. That we're going to be a family soon, so why am I being so stingy when her brother needs it for school? She literally expects me to buy her family a house or have them live there rent-free when I haven't even agreed to it. Hey guys, welcome back to the Black Filipino TV. Now, before I get into this, I ask you guys, please like, comment, and subscribe. Also guys, subscribe, because I'm sure you guys don't get my notifications. The reason why you're not getting them, even if you're subscribed, you may not have the notification bell on so you can see my content as soon as it comes out. But today I got one for you guys. Now this here, I've covered this in the past. You know, I've been out here for 8 years, so I've covered pretty much everything you can think of when it comes to the Philippines, right? When it comes to relationships, when it comes to drama, whatever it may be. But been getting recent comments from you guys, and also I've seen a situation myself on social media where guys are troubled, or they feel troubled by a Filipina needing to take care of their family, or they may feel this overboard. So I'm gonna get into it myself. I just wanna let you guys know, I've been through this myself as well, so I'll let you know what I went through myself, just to start off, right? Me, myself, before, my wife, her family, I told you guys before, they all put each other through college, right? The older sisters put together, they came to Manila, they're from the province, they're province girls, and you'll find out a lot of province girls come to Manila for money, and then they send money back home, right? So, believe it or not, guys, there's a lot of province girls in Manila. But anyway, that's for another video. Filipina, they do have pride, right? It's called Filipino pride. But with this guy's situation, it's sad. But actually, we got a clip here where Filipina talks about it.
If you're a foreigner and you married a Filipina, expect your wife to be helping her family. It is a family thing. We help each other.
What happened? This is a situation that happened. This story, this is what he had to say. He said, I'm an American, 33. My fiance is a Filipina, 28. I proposed to her last year and we've been together for 3 years now. She's an amazing person, very nurturing, loving, and attentive. A wonderful cook, a great listener, and she just makes me incredibly happy. She is a nurse and is excellent at her job and a very hard worker. My family also likes her a lot and they get along pretty well. There are, however, some things that bother me, which is why I'm posting here. I came across the post of another foreigner guy talking about his friend wanting him to shoulder the entire cost of their party or something like that, and I thought I should share my experience. Anyway, we started dating a few months before the lockdown hit, and when it happened, she was living with her roommate and was in a very unpleasant position. We moved in together shortly because I wanted to help her out financially, so she didn't need to worry about rent. One last thing off her mind. Now, it seems like he's out here in the Philippines, or she must be in his country. I'm not sure, he didn't say where he was at, but let me continue. So he said, they moved in together, and one last thing off her mind. I earned a decent wage, so I wanted to help her out in any way I could. We mostly split all the utility expenses, but I sometimes do more if needed. Since we started dating, she would send a big chunk of her salary back home every month. She regularly talks to her family, and for some reason, they always have something going on. Now, this is the thing, right? My lady was in Thailand, and she sent a large portion of her salary back home as well. She would send money home to provide for the father's medical expenses and also to take care of the mother, right? So her older sister carried most of the load. Her other sister would help as well. That's just something that Filipinos do. But anyway, let me go on with the story. He said, they always have something going on and expects her to pay off whatever is needed for siblings, tuition fees, some medical costs, the leaking roof in the kitchen, birthdays, and so on, which is what happens. So he said, I understood and supported her, although I felt it was too much sometimes because growing up, I was never obligated to pay off my brother and sister's schooling, but instead, we were taught to be responsible for ourselves by getting part-time jobs and getting student loans that we were supposed to pay on our own. That's the thing I was used to as well, right? When I moved out here, my lady she had her 2 younger sisters. She was helping put them through school. That's what she took care of in Thailand, and then she had to finish with the younger sister when I came. So, but these are things that Filipinos do. So when it happened, my wife, she had her own income. I made sure she's working with me. So she used the money she got working with me to pay for her sister's tuition. And that's just something that happens. But there's more to it. Let me get into it and read it. So the duty as the elder to help her family as much as she can, and that her parents have sacrificed so much for her to finish her degree, and how they had to borrow money for her to work abroad and such. She has 4 younger siblings, 1 in college, 2 in senior high school, and 1 in middle school. Yeah, this is a different situation. With my lady, all of the kids were out, except for 1 was in school. When I first met her, her 2 younger sisters, both of them in school. Then after that 1, when I moved to the Philippines. So it was a lot different, bro. The fact that she's the only one that's working right now, sad to say, it kind of does fall on her shoulders. It does, right? Same thing happened with my wife's older sister. My wife, she moved to Manila. After that, she sent for my wife. My wife came and worked in Manila. And then my wife lived in her apartment. Yes. So here's the boneless mongoose, guys. Take a look at it. Here's the tapa. All right, so yeah, we're gonna try this food right now. Here's the top of the boneless mongoose. This mongoose looks so good, it's delicious, guys. When you come out to the Philippines, if you're here already, you already know about it, but definitely gotta try the mongoose, also tapa as well. That's something I always get when I'm out here. Great food. It's one of the breakfast foods with the eggs that you can get all day long. I know a lot of you guys know about it, but if you don't, just here to die for. We're gonna come right back to the video soon. See. Let's get right back into it. He says, I don't know what to extent, but she gives me a monthly allowance, money for new phones, and pays for her brother's college tuition. We always send large boxes, souvenirs almost twice a year, which includes clothes, tons of bar chocolates, and snacks, branded shoes, and more, not just for her family, but also for uncles, aunts, and cousins. It's one thing once to give them gifts, but asking me to chip in every time we do so, and one time telling her brother that I'm generous enough was simply too much. Yeah, that's bad, man. She's taking your niceness for weakness, and that's what it is, bro. I know what you're saying, and you're right. Sad to say, she is. Also because she knows you have it, because of where you're from. Sounds like I'm not sure where you are. Like, you didn't explain where you are, so that would make a big difference too. The country you're in, right? To know what your situation is, you know. Also, what her situation is more. Meaning, she's a nurse, so I'm not sure I'm sure she's a nurse outside of another country, so she's probably making enough. She's probably asking you to chip in somewhat, but it's different. I get what you're saying because you're just not used to it. Out of nowhere, so she said, I'm generous enough to buy him a new laptop while we were chatting. It was simply too much. She said it out of nowhere during the call, and I had no choice but to say yes to her brother. No. That's where you're wrong, bro. Stop being too much of a nice guy. You should have said right there, see, I'm not expecting everyone to be like me, but I would have said it right there in front of my wife, and she knows how I am. And I would have said no. And look what her brother said, I'm not giving it to her brother, just to make a point. I had an argument about this after, but then she retaliates by saying that we're going to be a family soon, so why am I being so stingy when her brother needs it for school? She is a very frugal person and does not like to spend money on herself, even for our dates and such. But when it comes to her family, she's spending everything. The sky's the limit. He would send them her entire hard-earned money in a heartbeat. What are her parents doing to contribute? I have no idea. She also told me a few times that in the future, she hopes we could petition for a younger brother who is studying IT right now so he can live with us in the States. Although, ironically, and she barely buys gifts for my nephews and nieces during special occasions. So, she's in the US doing this. See, now I know clearly. All right, so I see you said, what are her parents going to contribute? What happens in the Philippines, right? It's not like US. Like when parents are younger, especially she's probably coming from the province, my wife's parents are from the province, they don't have a retirement plan. Their kids are their retirement plan. So yes, I know what you're used to, especially if you're from US. It's not even from US, bro. And in US is a very entitled nation. That's just facts. In these other countries, not everyone, but a lot of these other countries, They don't have retirement plans. They don't have pensions. So it's a lot different, all right? The parents actually need her. So they really do need her. And she's the oldest, and none of the others have jobs. She's the Atimona of the bunch, my wife's older sister. She had to do the same thing. She had to go to Manila. After that, she brought Kay back, right? And of course, she had to put up money for that. The mother couldn't help send Kay to Manila. She had to pay the money for Kay to come, help her out for a while she was there until she got a job. My wife graduated college, went back there, went to Manila, got a job right away. She got a job in a call center and did what she had to do, but she had to fund that money. That's just what they do in the Philippines. So that's something you gotta get used to. If you don't want to get used to it, just don't deal with her. It's up to you. This is what he had to say now. The last straw for me was what happened recently. I found out I inherited a certain amount of money from my late grandma, and it has recently been transferred to my account. And it's not in the millions, but definitely more than enough to live decently. She found out and was so excited about it, and immediately insisted that we should go to the Philippines and go to Palawan with her family. We have been planning to go meet her family, but due to school and our conflicting schedules, we still haven't. I said yes, because I know how much she misses her family. So she quickly started checking flights and dates that we both could take time off. Since then, she has been asking me if I was interested in buying a house as a form of investment, since we now have the money to do so. I feel a little uncomfortable about her excitement regarding my inheritance, and again, I spoke to her about this. As much as I appreciate the money, I am not exactly ecstatic about it because I only received it due to my grandma's passing, whom I love and miss so much. She explained to me that she was only thinking about the future, and if we could get a house in the Philippines, we could have it rented out so we don't have to pay for the entire cost of the mortgage. I told her I would think about it, woke up to go to work while she was still asleep, but left her phone on the kitchen table. A message popped up on the screen from her sister in Filipino, but there was a word townhouse somewhere in the message. I never even touched her phone without her consent, but seeing the message boggled me, and I had to know. I read it and Google translated the conversation. She basically told them about my inheritance when I explicitly told her to keep it in private. I want to tell them that we are getting a townhouse, and while we are in the US, her family could live there for free. I was livid. She literally expects me to buy her family a house or have them live there rent-free when I haven't even agreed to it. That was the last straw for me, bro. Listen to your story. You gotta put her in check. It seems like you can't put her in check. You have to depart, right? Talk to her about it, but still, she already has in her head plans with your money. That's not good. That's not good at all. Right? There's so many Filipino that will say, "No, you need to save your money," and there's a lot of Filipinos that know you can't give your family everything. Why are you promising homes? And said I would think about it. I feel like a second priority because the family always comes first. Whew. That right there was it, man. Why is she promising a home to the family when that's not something y'all discussed, right? And she's talking about buying them a new home when she say if their home needed a new roof or something like that. At least talk about that, but to you first. But why is she looking at your messages, seeing that you have this? Now, this one thing, right? For women will always find a way to see your stuff. Women are very nosy. She seen his phone. He didn't tell her about the inheritance. No way, man. No way. Ain't no way, boy. No way, boy. No way. It's up to you, man, at this point, I said. But let me finish. There's more. And well, you get the picture. In her anger, she tells me that she wouldn't have left 5 years ago to be in the U.S. if not for her family. Because she wishes every day she was at home with them. I was dumbfounded and asked her, how long are we supposed to provide for her family's financial needs? But she goes quiet and runs off to cry in the bathroom. I told her I needed time away, packed my bags, and currently staying with my brother. Did the right thing, man. You need some space. And I said, he thinks she is being too extreme about this whole financial thing, and that I should rethink my decision of marrying her. We were supposed to get married in the courthouse with a small reception for family and friends here next year and have another wedding in her hometown a year later, but now I'm not asking when I am coming back. Not yet apologize at all for what happened. He says expected this much from their kids, especially the eldest, and think they've done their part and turn over the responsibility to that child of paying for everything. Yes. Unfortunately, bro, it is like that in the Philippines. So I'm sure other people are telling you, you met Filipino telling you that, but I've been in the Philippines for 8 years, going on 9 years. I've seen how it is out here, except for if the parents are rich, right? You have situations where parents are very modern, and they've been in Manila or they've been, they've got their family away from the province, but she's the first one to transition from the province life in her family, right? So she's not yet modern. She's still a very old school Filipino, so she's in need. So her family's in need, and it falls on her shoulders. As I explained, my wife's sister's the eldest. It fell on her shoulders. That's their life. Their family is their life. They grow up seeing their family poor, and that's what she grew up seeing. So now she has it. She feels obligated. And she's happy to do it. She takes pride in doing that. Now, I fought her. What she's wrong at is just going in your business and telling her family everything without it even being set in stone. That's wrong. She's dead wrong for that. I wouldn't be so hard on her for her taking care of her family because that's what they do. I couldn't believe it as well. I came to the Philippines. I'm like, why are you doing this for your family like that? My wife came to tears too. And she said, no, I have to take care of my family. We don't take care of each other. And I got it right away. I said, yeah, makes sense. She said, I seen too that parents weren't retired. My parents, my mother and my father is retired. My mother retired with disability. My father retired with a pension. My mother got a pension as well and disability retirement. They're banking in $8,000 a month, if not more, right? Filipino parents don't get that. The oldest kids, if they're poor, have to go to college, get their degree, do well, and provide for the family. And she's doing the right thing. She got one in college, another one in college. The one thing, I hope they're doing well with it, right? I'll tell you right now, my wife's family did it, her older sister did it, and right now they're all established. They all have careers. Kay's retired, because I retired Kay. My other sister's, she has a store, she has a business with her husband. Other sister's in the province, she's retired too. Her husband retired her. And other sister's working, and they're establishing themselves. So now, the next generation doesn't have to go through that, right? You went through the first generation of stepping out of poverty, which is not fully out of poverty yet. Now, right now, I'm in a situation where the family I'm in now, they're going to second generation. So all the kids under don't have to suffer poverty, right? So I say this, if you want to get on her, you need to have a conversation with her about promising things in advance. She seems like she's still young-minded. She's 28, but she's young-minded, right? Because even my wife was 28. That's when I moved out here and I married her, right? She was 28 going on 29. She wasn't doing things like that. Actually, she was 31, but when I met her, she was 28. But still, my wife wasn't doing things like that. She didn't think like that. Seems like she's very childlike and young-minded. If you want to take a chance with her and see if maybe she'll change, it's up to you. But to be honest with you, I don't blame you. You did the right thing by getting out of there. She needs some time alone to think about it, right? And what do you have to say, Kay?
Yeah. This is my opinion. As a Filipina, when we're young and when you experience hardship in life, you promise to your parents, I'm gonna buy you a house, Papa. I'm gonna work hard and I'll put you, because you feel the hardship. And that's why I promised to my parents that even though I get married, I still gonna, give them allowance, but it's not really a lot. The only thing with her, I understand her, she really love her family. Like, sometimes you need to keep something for yourself as well. Because even in the comment section, they're saying like, oh my gosh, I think I sent too much to my family and I have nothing to myself. So I hope she saves something for herself. It's an open communication. They're not communicating to each other. He need to tell her, and she need to tell him like, oh, this is what I plan. They need to like open communication. They need to tell everything to each other. Like, I want to help my family. Is that okay with you? During the dating, we have 3 sisters that I'm putting in school. So I just want to let you know. I'm also sending. You need to open up to each other. That part of the thing, you should know that already. Give a laptop to my brother. Is it okay if you buy him a laptop? Because I want to tell him. And when you say no, if you say no, then of course she's not gonna tell. She just put you on the spot. And lastly, sorry, is she's really wrong on telling to the family about buying a house where you guys doesn't really talk about it yet. And then while your grandmother is just recently died, planning about the tour already to Palawan, that's really wrong. So
You're extremely too soft, and that's the real. I gotta give it to you raw and real, right? She should be crying from being hurt after you leave. She should have been crying from you laying your foot down before I got out of hand, right? The first time it happened, you flip. What I mean by flip, of course you don't start hitting, swinging at her, meaning you let me know, come here now, right? As you said, Filipina, she's extremely soft. She started crying behind that, right? Come here now. To where, boom, you don't ever do that again. Raise it, you don't ever do that again to me. She's gonna go, wow. You know what? You know what happened? She would never done it again. You didn't lay your foot down. So what happens is you're too much of a pushover, right? When you're a pushover, relationships definitely won't last, right? She's not an advantage taker, but you're turning her into an advantage taker, and it could happen again in the future with a regular woman. This happens worse with modern women. You got a Filipina that probably loves you. I'm not sure there's good things that way you want to stay with her, right? There's a reason why you're saying this, because you obviously care. So plant your feet in the pavement more, and let it be known. Sometimes, not every relationship is perfect. Sometimes as a man, you have to lay your foot down. You may have to flip, not flipping and swinging, but raise your voice so she knows. Okay, and then you won't have to raise your voice again. You won't find yourself raising your voice over and over and over because you let me know right then and there I don't play, right? When you do that as a man, a woman knows, okay, I can't do that with him because he's not hearing it, right? And I love this girl, but she know I don't play. Kay know I don't play. So that's what you have to establish. And you establish that, you won't have these problems ever again with any more woman. Because I would be honest with you, there's modern women in the U.S., there's modern women everywhere. But you know what? I didn't tolerate it. I'd rather leave them alone. I'd rather leave her alone. But you still didn't plant your feet down first. So see if that'll work. She knows for sure now. I think she knows now. You don't have to say nothing. By leaving, she knows you're serious. So, if everything else is good, see if it can work out. It's up to you though. And then after that, leave it alone.
I think you need to talk.
Yeah.
Like, you need to start having open communication.
Mm-hmm.
Everything should be talked about. Like everything you're telling to your family, you should be. He knows that already. You're like partners in crime. You get married, guys. You tell to each other about stuff like that. Especially like you should not just tell your family about the townhouse. Especially if you didn't even agree with her. She's the one who suggested, and she's planning to let her family stay in the townhouse too. Mm-hmm. She said, "Oh, we rent that house, and then suddenly it's your family staying there." It's like that's taking advantage already. There is a lot of Filipino that really love their family, but doesn't take advantage like that. Mm-hmm. What she did is taking advantage already. Because I understand what she did. She loved her family, I did that already, but it's too much. My parents know how much I can give only. I already tell them, Papa, this is only I can give for their allowance. They know that already because I tell them already that's all I can give because I'm also in Thailand. I also have I'm saving. I also have some stuff that I'm paying, my rent and everything. And they know. So what I mean is you need to let your parents, I don't know. I gotta.
And she has Filipino US Syndrome. Let me tell you something. U.S. is the motherland for sending back buy-in boxes, sending back allowances. She's making enough income to do that.
To open up. because my family already know that this is all. I already tell my parents like, oh, this is all I can give. This is my salary. This is all I can give. Even my parents know my salary, and even though I give a little only, not like a lot, they understand because that's all I can give, you know. So that's why it's hard. Because
It is hard.
Filipino, we really love to help our family. It's not because we are not. I don't believe that we are their retirement plan. I'm doing it because I love them. It's not because our retirement plan. I don't believe that. I don't like to say that Filipina, we are the retirement plan of our parents, but we're doing this because we love our family. But there's always a limitation, and I think that's she got overboard, and also with it comes with Balikbayan, she should wait until you decide to chip in, not asking you to chip in. Because like, oh, how about I give this to your family instead of, because you're not even married yet.
Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
What's your suggestion?
Also, give me your suggestions down below in the comment box down there, and let me know. Also, guys, we'll have a live stream about this soon. Actually, I may do it after this video drops. We may drop the video tonight, and if it's early enough, we'll go live. So stay tuned for that, guys. It's everything here, right? That's why you get with a woman. She wants to have a baby. She wants to do this. She wants to do that. She wants to take pictures for the gram with you in it, right? She wants to be up under you because they attach themselves. They're all about family, that family attachment. And so they're going to give you that feeling. So it's a great thing. But still, guys, when you get a Filipina that's needy, check it out the door immediately. Only reason I addressed this, because I talked about it before, only reason I addressed it is because this situation has been talked about a lot lately. Right now with the Passport Bro movement going on, there's a lot of guys looking at Filipina like there's something to eat in a good way. Like, oh wow, I want me one because I see how they are with their men. I see the way they defend their men. I see the way they stand up for their men. And it's true. It's all good, fine, and dandy, but just make sure you get rid of those things immediately and check it immediately, you'll be fine. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. See you next video. Thank you for watching this video. If you like my content, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, if you like my content, you're welcome to support my content by giving a small donation by PayPal. You can go to my Buy Me a Coffee at buymeacoffee.com/JTBF. And there you can buy me a coffee, or you can book a consultation with me. I have consultations for a very small fee. Now at the bottom of this video, you'll see thanks there. You can give thanks and make sure your comment is highlighted, and you can give a small donation that way as well. Guys, in the description, you'll see other videos of my other content that's great as well. So you can be sure to watch my other content there. Thank you for watching. See you next video.